For the second time in a week, Donald Trump has been publicly humiliated to his face by a Fox News reporter who otherwise really likes to kiss Trump's ass, and we have to talk about it. But before we do, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, folks, this one's pretty interesting because it involves Donald Trump and Peter Doocy, the smug, vaguely douchebaggy Fox News reporter who used to give President Biden a hard time. He gives Donald Trump significantly less of a hard time, more softball questions for Trump. But every now and then, Kitty shows he has claws. Okay, so I want to show you this, but I've got to tee it up because it's in response to things that Trump says during the course of this de facto press junket. Okay. So I want to play a couple of clips for you, then we'll get to what Peter Doocy has to say. Let's start with this one.
Appreciation is great. When you're expensing, everyone loves it. And we did a little excursion. We had to take this little few weeks of excursion, but it's been incredible. Our military is unbelievable, the job they're doing. I would say, to put it mildly, way ahead of schedule. We've knocked out their Navy, their military in all forms. We've knocked out just about everything there is, including their leadership. Twice. We knocked out twice their leadership, and now they have a new group coming up. Let's see what happens to them.
So the key point here that you need to know for your Peter Doocy clip that I'm about to show you is that Trump initially calls this an excursion. It's an excursion, okay? Just a little jaunt, man. This is no big deal. It's just like, hey, it's kind of like going to Walmart. We basically did the military equivalent or the foreign affairs equivalent of just getting in a car and going to get groceries. It's just an excursion. You know what I mean? Then a little later on, as he's trying to calm the American people who wildly oppose his war, he says this.
But it's doing well. The market's holding up well. I figured we'd be hit a little bit, but we were hit probably less than I thought, and we'll be back on track in a pretty short while. Prices are coming down very substantially. Oil will be coming down. That's just a matter of war.
Probably see contradiction here. First, it's an excursion. Now it's a matter of war. It's like one of those war excursions. It's kind of like, so if going to Walmart's an excursion, it's kind of like going to Walmart and getting in a gunfight with everybody else in the Walmart parking lot. It's still an excursion, but also a little bit of war, a little excursion, a little war. It's like 50-50, right? Very key for the next clip I'm going to show you, but let's finish with this.
That happens you can almost predict it. I would say it went up a little bit less than we thought. It's going to come down more than anybody understands.
Okay. More on the oil thing in just a second because, again, Donald Trump contradicts his own energy department. Again, more on that. So first it's an excursion, then it's a war. Peter Doocy, surprisingly, out of nowhere, with just a right hook asking a perfectly reasonable question.
Yes, you just said it is a little excursion, and you said it is a war. So which one is it? Well,
it's both. It's both. It's an excursion that will keep us out of a war. And the war is going to be, for them it's a war. For us, it's turned out to be easier than we thought.
What? First you called it an excursion, then it's a war. These things are famously not at all the same thing and kind of contradictory. It's kind of both, Peter. It's Schrodinger's war excursion, okay? Sometimes it's an excursion, sometimes it's a war. It depends syllable by syllable, sentence by sentence. It exists in a quantum state, Peter. It's two things that it cannot coexist at the same time, but it is those things simultaneous. So you wouldn't understand. It's obviously a war. By any objective metric, it's a war. Now, it was not declared by Trump. Because he doesn't have the constitutional right to declare. He has usurped the constitutional prerogative to declare war. But it is a war. It's a war. Now, I want you to see the reaction to this. Evan Loves War. It is a war. It's a military operation. It's an excursion. Iran started it. Israel started it. We started it. It's ending now. It's just beginning. It's been going on for 47 years. And you know the sad thing is? Every single one of those things, like he's not bullshitting. He's not exaggerating. Every single one of those short sentences has been articulated by either Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, Marco Rubio, or all the above. They've contradicted themselves so often. Mike Rothschild, it's war. It's not a war. It's to prevent a war. It's been going on for 47 years. It's just gotten started. It's already over. It's regime change. It's not regime change. We obliterated their nukes. They'll have nukes in 2 weeks. They'll have nukes in a year. Exactly. Same thing. Tom Nichols, legendary conservative writer, giving the Paul Rudd gift. Like, fair enough. Fair enough, Peter Doocy. War is super easy when you spend it golfing and hanging out with your donors at your moldy beach club. Because, of course, footage leaked that Trump was indeed doing just that. He was swinging a golf club when this was going on. Bad Fox graphics noting he's already said it's a war multiple times. Of course he has. But again, he's banking on MAGA and Fox. That's probably why he's surprised that Fox asked the question. Well, you're not supposed to hold me to my words, man. You're not supposed to. That's not how this works. I just say whatever, and then you guys move on, and you don't hold it against me. Somebody says Ducey's going to end up at the first hole in Bedminster if he doesn't stop. It's a reference to one of Trump's ex-wives who was buried on his golf course or his golf club's really weird. Jennifer Lodge says, an excursion is a little trip you do from a cruise trip, not a military operation in which troops have been killed and military families are hunkered down with missiles exploding around them as they wait for a phone call to be able to evacuate. Very true. Remember, 8 American service members have been confirmed killed, and 150 have been confirmed with serious traumatic injuries, including brain injuries, all because of Donald Trump. That Oval Office prayer for wisdom really did the trick. MAGA, wars, nope. Wars that keep us out of wars, there we go, right? He says, Trump looks too tired to even lie, LMAO. Yeah, I mean, he's just lost his ability to lie persuasively or effectively to the extent that he ever had it to begin with. Now, the other thing I want to point out, and we'll circle back to Ducey in just a minute. So in one of those earlier clips, I mentioned that Trump said oil prices are going to be dropping. They're going to be dropping soon. Except as we discussed in a previous video today, his own energy department told the Financial Times and others, based on projections, that gas won't reach pre-Iran war levels until mid-2027 at the earliest. So Trump is contradicting his own administration. Not exactly surprising, right? It's not exactly surprising. Right? But he's doing, of course, he cannot abide information coming from his own administration which contradicts him in any way or which makes him look bad or which suggests that there will be a political price to pay. I will also note that this is not the first time that that Peter Doocy has crossed Donald Trump this week. 5 days ago, this happened.
Thank you, President Trump. It sounds like the Russians are helping Iran target and attack Americans now.
That's an easy problem compared to what we're doing here. I mean, but can I be honest? It's just, I have a lot of respect for you. You've always been very nice to me. What a stupid question that is to be asking at this time. We're talking about something else. Can we keep this maybe a little bit?
So he got triggered. He lost his shit. Because Peter Doocy, who, again, he acknowledges is a Trump kiss ass, right? That's what Peter Doocy does. But he's acknowledging, listen, you've always kissed my ass. You've always been nice to me. Why are you asking me questions about my friend Vladimir Putin helping Iran target and kill American service members on my watch? You can't be asking me that. That's the sort of question you should be asking a Democrat. That's a Democrat question, Peter. You picked that question from the wrong bucket, Peter. You know who used to spar with Peter Doocy? Jen Psaki. Jen Psaki was President Biden's first White House press secretary, and with all due respect to Karine Jean-Pierre, the better press secretary, she was just better at her job. She's now an MS Now host. She famously sparred with President Biden, or with Peter Doocy in defense of President Biden. And President Biden, by the way, famously called Peter Doocy on a hot mic a stupid son of a bitch for asking a ridiculous question about inflation. He's like, is inflation a political liability as the midterms approach? And Biden's like, no, inflation's a great asset. He's saying it sarcastically. He's like, what a stupid son of a bitch. It went viral. And Jen Psaki was White House press secretary at the time. So again, they had a really interesting rapport. This is what Jen Psaki had to say about Trump going off on Peter Doocy.
And even to Fox News reporter Peter Doocy, my old buddy Peter Doocy, the issue of how college athletes are paid did seem, well, kind of secondary to the all-out regional war Donald Trump started. And so Ducey asked Trump a question about reports that Russia is helping Iran target Americans, something that was in the newspapers this morning. And here's how that went. Is it? I mean, what a stupid question to be asking at this time. An easy problem compared to what we are doing here. Again, you all just heard that, but Peter Doocy was asking him about a war in Iran that Trump started a week ago. And what they were doing there was meeting with college sports officials. So Trump gets a big laugh in the room, maybe he wanted that, and then starts lashing out at his own favorite network for asking a very legitimate question about, again, the war he just started just 7 days ago. And that moment is so emblematic of the deranged flippancy with which Donald Trump has treated this war. I mean, there's...
Correct. And again, that is Jen Psaki defending her old frenemy, Peter Doocy. And I'll also point out that even Sean Hannity says that Trump shouldn't have attacked you because it was a fair question. Hannity tells Doocy Trump attacked him because, quote, his hard, fair question revealed something he didn't want revealed. Like, hey, he got pissed off at you, even though it was a fair question, because he wasn't prepared to give an answer. So there you have it, folks. Again, for the second time in a week, MAGA Fox reporter Peter Doocy just humiliated Donald Trump to his face on live TV, and Trump's response was predictably atrocious. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.